Vans, one of the most popular skateboard sneakers in the world actually. No matter what part of the planet you're from, most people have heard of or at least seen a pair of Vans before. Built from the ground up, literally, the story of Vans is a wild ride through skate culture, rebellion, music, and reinvention. From the sticky soles that gripped boards better than anything else to becoming a symbol of individuality and counterculture, Vans didn't just ride the wave, they created one. In this video, we're diving through the roots of one of the most iconic shoe brands ever. How did a family-owned shop with handmade to order shoes become a billion-dollar force in streetwear and action sports? And how has Vans stayed relevant across generations without ever really switching it up? Well, let's find out. I'm Nate the Great from TakeFlight214.com, and this is the legacy of Vans sneakers. 50 years of cool and counting. But before we get started, please take a second to hit all of the buttons that help us continue to grow. After all, it is free. And after the video, don't forget to stop by our website and check out some of the inventory. We've got hundreds of items in stock, so there's really something for everybody there. But now that we got that all out of the way, let's dive in. The story all starts in 1966 when two brothers from Anaheim, California by the name of Paul and James Van Doren decided to start their own shoe company. Both brothers were actually born and raised in Massachusetts, where they got their first start in shoemaking at Randolph Rubber Manufacturing Company. But once moving to California, they decided that they wanted to stake out on their own. After linking in with business partners Gordon Lee and Serge Delia, they officially launched the Van Doren Rubber Company. They managed to get 12 sales on the first day that their shop was open, but the twist was, the shoes were made to order at that time. So customers came in, they browsed a series of sample designs, and whatever they bought, they had to come back later on that day to pick them up. The Vans number 44 deck shoe was the original rugged canvas, thick rubber sole, and perfect for casual wear. But it wasn't long before a specific crowd fell in love with it. Their designs were a fresh and interesting change of pace that fans took notice of. And before long, crowds were lining up around the block. In the 1970s, Southern California's skate scene exploded, and the rugged soles of Vans were perfect for gripping the board. Originally, the brothers never even really had skateboarders in mind when they made their shoes. These were deck shoes for boating and water sports, but the super grippy soles made them perfect for skating in. Not to mention, since the shoes were made to order, you could buy one shoe at a time. So if you wore out one shoe while skating, just go in and buy another right shoe or left shoe, whichever one you needed. I know, it sounds weird by today's standards, but that's the way it was back then. It was one of the perks. Skaters like Tony Alva and Stacy Peralta began rocking them religiously. Interestingly enough, the off-the-wall slogan came from the famed Z-Boy skate crew. Legend has it that Tony Alva was skating in an empty pool and caught air while still holding the skateboard. The trick prompted Z-Boy's co-founder Skip to say something along the lines of, "Man, you just went off the wall." And the rest is history. The off-the-wall phrase quickly became a common saying amongst skaters in the area and eventually became part of the Vans logo when the Van Doren brothers caught wind of the saying and thought it was pretty cool. With input from skaters, Vans began launching new designs. The Vans Era 1976, co-designed by Peralta and Alva, added padding and collars and more support. The old school introduced the now iconic side stripe logo. As the shoe gained in popularity, people realized that saying Van Doren's was a bit of a task, so they shortened it. The name Vans was coined when people just started saying, "Hey, let's head over to the Vans store and grab some shoes." So the brothers took the nickname and ran with it. As the 70s turned into the 80s, Vans wasn't just a brand, it became the look of skate culture. Gritty, DIY, and unapologetically cool. One of the biggest commercial booms for the brand came in 1982. Once Sean Penn's iconic stoner character, Spicoli, wore the checkerboard slip-ons in the Fast Times of Ridgemont High movie, sales exploded. Suddenly, every teenager wanted a pair. Vans became more than just a skate shoe. It was a symbol of rebellion and self-expression. Punk rockers loved them, BMX riders shredded in them, and the streets, they wore them proudly. Blown away by the success, the Van Doren brothers, operating off the more is more philosophy, decided to open as many stores as possible to fill the demand. But all this insanely rapid expansion began to be a bit too much for them to deal with. They couldn't keep up with all of the growth. Then, in 1984, Vans was forced to file Chapter 11 bankruptcy. A few years later, in 1988, the Van Doren brothers sold the brand to the McCowan and DeLiu Company, a private equity firm. In the 1980s, most big sneaker companies were moving their production overseas, but Vans, to their credit, held out longer than most. It helped them turn around shoes much faster than the competition, but it also led to higher prices per shoe manufactured. In 1993, the bean counters finally won over, and Vans moved their production overseas as well. Despite moving their production though, the suits that were now in charge of Vans did do something right. They returned to the skate roots. In 1996, they opened the first Vans skate park in Orange, California, and the comeback was on. Supreme is a brand famous for their collaboration projects these days, but in 1996, Supreme was only 2 years old when they got the nod from Vans to do their first collab shoe. They decided to create a Supreme old school, and the project was headed by designer Brendan Babinson, who currently runs the brand Noah today. Also in 1996, the Vans Warped Tour, a nationwide music and extreme sports festival, became the ultimate branding move. It introduced a new generation to Vans, tying music and skateboarding together under one dirty, sweaty tent. In 2004, Vans was reacquired by the infamous VF Corporation, home to brands like North Face and Timberland. Also in the early 2000s, culture was shifting yet again. Prior to that time, Vans was coveted mainly by skateboarders, but towards the end of the 2000s, the culture entered a new phase. Streetwear, a new chimera of skate, rap, and punk, had taken over, and suddenly more brands were popping up, centering around all of these genres. And Vans was respected as one of the OG sneaker companies in the industry. Not to mention, when the Party Like a Rockstar era of rap hit, suddenly a whole new wave of fans began becoming interested in skate shoes, and Vans was king of the heap. Now with new owners and deeper pockets, along with global infrastructure, Vans launched even more high-profile collabs with the likes of Supreme, Fear of God, and even Disney, officially taking them into the hype era. In 2011, Vans became the first skateboarding-rooted brand to break the $1 billion sales mark. They also doubled down on community, sponsoring House of Vans events, skate contests, art shows, and customization labs. By 2016, Vans had become the #1 skate shoe brand in the US and one of the most successful lifestyle sneakers in the entire world. Today, Vans is more than just a brand. It's a canvas, literally and figuratively. Fans still draw on their slip-ons and skaters still trash them. And the style, well, it's timeless. While staying true to their roots, Vans is also pushing forward, investing in sustainability, creative communities, and the next generation of cultural pioneers. Some shoes collect dust. Vans, they collect stories. Every scuff, every sketch, every ollie, a reminder that style isn't about staying clean. It's about staying real. But what do you think? Do you have a pair of Vans that's been through it? Are you a fan to this day? And if so, for how long? Hit us up in the comment section and let us know. Also, if you made it all the way to the end and you enjoy videos like this, don't forget to hit the like button. Liking, sharing, and then commenting on these videos is really the only way to get the YouTube algorithms to notice smaller channels like ours. Otherwise, they just kind of toss us over to the side. And if you want to be updated whenever we drop a new episode, then don't forget to hit the subscribe button and then the notification bell. That way you can be reminded when each new video is released. With all that being said, I'm Nate the Great from TakeFlight214.com signing out. Until next time. Peace.